Today we're getting the project out of the ground. What you're seeing is the start of the foundation and what will be a monolithic slab on grade.
So basically a monolithic slab is a slab that is designed to be done in one single pour.
The one main advantage of doing a slab on grade is eliminating thermal bridge. So what is a thermal bridge? It's any area on a house that has a higher conductivity of energy to transfer from the interior to the exterior. And concrete's a really high conductive material, so when we wrap the concrete in insulation, it eliminates any thermal bridges. And basements are really harder to detail to eliminate the thermal bridges, so it's another advantage of doing a slab on grade. And secondly, it's a lot of reduced concrete. Concrete is a very carbon intense material, so as a company, we always try and design around reducing the amount of concrete we put into our projects.
With our design build approach, we always take a little bit more time up front to pre-design our components. As you see here, we work in partnership with our manufacturer to pre-cut all our pieces, and this helps by reducing waste on site and ultimately saving time.
A lot of our efforts when coming up with designs is to reduce costs. So this project, reduce costs and still keep efficiency. So a slab on grade like this gives us a 3-in-1. It'll be our heating system. If we include radiant, we'll have our structure and our finished floor if the client chooses to have a concrete finish. Creating your foundation, especially when it's slab on grade, you don't have the chance after to bring in your utility or move your utility, bring in electricity, so it definitely presents some challenges, but the benefits are obviously to reduce the concrete and increase the thermal performance of the building. We have a lot of people always come to us with concerns about doing a slab on grade. We do about 80% of our projects in this method and there's no concerns. The most important thing is prepping it properly. If you prep your subsoil, there's no issues. There are certain locations and certain sites that would be limited to be able to follow this system, but in general, as long as you take the right steps, a monolithic slab on grade is possible in pretty much any location. But in this project, what we did is we actually scraped to bedrock. There's 3 different shelves that we're dealing with on this property, and we removed all the organic matter right down to bedrock and then filled it up with this black 3/4 clear, compacted, and we had a compaction test done at 100% compaction. So we have a very solid base to work off of.
This specific project is a passive house, so there's an extra amount of insulation. Either we build passive or not, we still do this same system. The insulation might just be a little bit less.
In efforts to continue with not only having a passive house, but I always like to say we use passive systems. And one passive system that we use is an earth tube.
Basically, an earth tube is a channel under the ground that brings temperate air to the HRV system using the mass of the earth.
We add an earth tube into our project to, in the summertime, pre-cool our air, and in the wintertime to actually heat up the air. How that works is we draw air from about around 80 feet from the building, go 8 feet underground, and then because the ground is always anywhere from 7 to 10 degrees, that tube with the air running through it will actually change the temperature of the air coming through when it comes into the building. For instance, in the wintertime, if it's minus 25 out, it'll come in at around 0, maybe 1 degrees. So it's free energy. We're using the mass of the earth to be able to preheat that air in efforts to remove the preheat system that you would typically have on a standard HRV system.
Getting the project out of the ground has its challenges. You're taking something from an organic landscape to a foundation. But it's very important that it's done properly because it sets the stage for everything else to come. In the next video, you'll see us assemble this whole project on site, which in my opinion is the most exciting part of the project.